gentlemen, Xeno scum, filthy heretics, welcome back to episode 8 of the Triple Ones Wargaming podcast. My name is Zach Wallace, and I'm here with my co-host,
Jasper Axelson.
And today, we're going to talk to you about Codex Eldari.
Hell yeah.
Been looking forward to this one for a minute.
It's been a long time coming.
We're talking about, playing Eldar again. I'm mainly Harlequins, you're mainly Craftworlds, but man, playing those, respectively, it feels like home.
It just feels right.
Mm-hmm.
The speed, I miss the speed.
Oh, yeah.
Playing a lot of Sisters lately, I love the speed of the Eldar.
Oof, and we're not going to get into Harlequins a whole lot here. We're going to focus primarily just on the Craftworld section, not Inari or Quins. But yeah, it feels so good to have Quins hitting like a truck again.
Yeah, this is a large book. It's got Craftworlds, Ynnari, and Harlequins.
Indeed. Yeah, it feels like it's thicker than Tau.
I think it's 5 or 7 pages shorter than Marines.
Yeah.
That lets you know how big this book is.
It's hefty.
It feels right for a codex.
But, so for today, we're going to kind of start with, we're going to go somewhat in order.
Yeah.
So you can kind of follow along at home. But we are going to start with talking about Strands of Fate and Battle Focus. Because the book references it so much throughout throughout all the rules, you kind of have to know what those are first. But we're going to go through those. We're going to go through the specific craft worlds, kind of cover all the stratagems, and then the secondary missions. We'll go into relics and warlord traits, and then psychic powers. And then lastly, we will cover exarch powers while we're going over the exarch units and their data sheets. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's get going.
Let's break into this. You gonna tell us about Battle Focus, Zach?
Yeah, I'll start with that. I'll kind of paraphrase it a little bit. So, Battle Focus is, it allows you to advance and still shoot pistol and assault weapons without penalty. Or, if you do not advance or fall back, after shooting in the shooting phase, you make a Battle Focus move of d6 inches. However, when you are moving through area terrain pieces, you subtract 3 from the roll.
Yes, and another stipulation, you cannot do this out of reinforcements, nor can you embark into transports, and then you cannot charge after you make this move.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an advance after you move.
Yeah, you get to advance no matter what.
Shoot.
Before or after.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's actually pretty fun. In use, it's there's a stratagem that helps make it even a little bit spicier. But it's actually pretty fun. It makes Eldar feel super mobile, which is what they should be.
Lots of jump, shoot, jump.
Another rule... so if you are pure Craftworlds or you supplement Craftworlds with Harlequins, you get the Strands of Fate special rule. So what this is at the start of each battle round, you make a Strands of Fate roll. To do so, roll 6d6. You then retain a number of these dice depending on the size of the battle you are playing, as shown below. So Combat Patrol is 2 dice, Incursion is 3, Strike Force is 4, and Onslaught is 5. We primarily play Strike Force, so you'll primarily be keeping 4 dice. Then, you keep these retained dice to one side as a remainder of their results, or make a note of them. Each instance of dice results allow you to manipulate a different type of roll once during this battle round, as shown below. So, during these rolls, if you roll a 1, you keep that for an advance roll, a 2, charge roll, 3, for your psychic test, 4, hit roll, a 5 is a wound roll, and a 6 is a saving throw. And essentially, these kind of work like miracle dice. They count as unmodified, so that matters for rules that count with unmodified 6s.
That's nice.
It's very nice. And, yeah, you can use any number of these during the phase. So if you have 2 charge rolls, you can use it for 2 charges. You cannot use 2 6s, though, for the charge. You can only use 1 per roll. But... yeah, it's very strong. Having just 6s in the bank, you just get 4 6s throughout each battle round, guaranteed. In play, I've played 2 practice games with the book so far. It's strong.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, you've played against it once. How did you feel about it?
Oh man, even just later game when I got like a couple fusion pistols into like a key unit, you're like, oh, here's 2 6s, saved them.
It's like
all right,
ouch.
okay.
It's like, ooh.
Very spicy.
Very strong.
Even in Overwatch, you got a gun you really want to hit something. Say I charge you with a solitaire and you just want to see if you can one-shot it.
Yeah, it's just... Or, mortal wounds for snipers. 6. That's a mortal wound.
That's nice.
A lot of shenanigans with this.
All right. So then we'll start going over the Craftworlds. So starting off, this is one that we kind of thought was one of the better ones.
It's my favorite so far.
Yeah, I love Ulthway, so it's cool that they're good.
They feel very psychic-y too, which is awesome.
Yeah. So their attribute is Foresight of the Damned. So each time a unit with this attribute shoots or fights, you can re-roll a wound roll. Each time you take a psychic test, if it is the first psychic test you've taken for that unit that turn, add 1 to the result. Really good.
Very good.
Per unit, too.
Yeah, it's per unit. Very good.
Just make sure you do your important one first.
Yes, exactly.
And then army-wide, 6-up invulnerable save. Not bad.
Great with Strands of Fate.
Absolutely. Yeah, very good with Strands of Fate. And then each time a model with this attribute loses a wound as a result of a mortal, you get a 5-up Feel No Pain. You ignore the wound on a 5-up.
So you just get 4 bullet points with this one.
Yeah, that's a lot of buffs for one Craftworld.
Yeah, and they're all really good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you'll be using each one of these every game.
Yeah, like some of the other Craftworlds, they'll have 2 that aren't as good as any of these.
Yeah, so already strong off the bat.
Oh, yeah. And then their specific Warlord trait is Fate Reader. It allows you to keep an additional die every time you do your Strands of Fate roll.
So if you're playing 2,000 points, you keep 5 of the 6.
Yeah. That came in handy a couple times in our game yesterday, too.
Yes, it's just now you get 5 rolls of an unmodified 6 throughout the battle round.
Very nice. And then their relic is the Ghost Helm of Alishazir.
Alishazam.
Alishazam! It's an Ulthway Psyker model only. It knows an additional psychic power from the Runes of Fortune Discipline. And then each time you make an unmodified roll of a 9+ for their psychic test, it cannot be denied. Quite good, especially with those pluses to your casts.
Yes. Actually, it's unmodified, so those pluses don't actually account for it. But Strands of Fate, unmodified 6, so all you need to do is roll 3 and it can't be denied.
I like that, especially for some of the psychic secondaries.
Yes, psychic secondaries, great. Or just that important doom you need to get off.
Yeah.
It's very handy.
I like that a lot. And then their Craftworld specific stratagem is 1 CP for Discipline of the Black Guardians. Use it in your shooting or fight phase. Select an Ulthway Guardians unit to shoot or fight. Until the end of the phase, each time a model makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. 1 CP for +1 to hit isn't bad.
It's not bad, and it's Ulthway Guardians. So Wind Riders have this keyword, as do support weapons.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
That's not bad.
Very good. The Wind Riders is huge. I really like Wind Riders now.
Yeah, that's quite huge.
Yeah, so this Craftworld just kind of has it all. The Relic is good, the Warlord trait is good, the Stratagem is good, and the Craftworld itself is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really hard to beat.
Yeah, so like if every one of these things is good, it's like, ooh, how do you beat this?
Yeah, I mean, I was going over them a little bit earlier today, and it's just so many buffs out of this one thing.
Yes, it's... And, if you're anything like me, I love playing with Psykers in Craftworlds. Mm-hmm. So getting the bonus to cast makes me feel giddy.
Yeah.
Makes the 6 to cast or 7 to cast feel a lot easier when you get the +1.
Yeah, I mean, Eldar were like the first psychically oriented army.
Yeah, so...
It feels right.
Ulthway, it feels right.
All right. Do you want to bring us over to the next one?
Yeah, I'll take us through the old Alatok Craftworld.
Right.
So we got the Outcast
Craftworld.
Yeah. So,
Sneaky boys.
The attribute is Fieldcraft. Each time a ranged attack is made against a unit with this attribute, if the attacker is more than 12 inches away, the unit with this attribute is treated as having the benefits of light cover against this attack. Alright?
Okay.
And then each time a ranged attack is made against an infantry or biker unit with this attribute that is entirely on or within a terrain feature, if the attacker is more than 12 inches away, then that unit with this attribute is treated as having the benefits of dense cover for that attack.
Okay.
Alright, not bad. And then you can ignore any or all modifiers to the move characteristic of infantry units with this attribute, and you can ignore any or all modifiers to advance rolls made for such a units.
I do like that.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice. It sucks it's infantry only.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, honestly, getting cover and dense cover potentially, it's not bad. It's
not bad at all.
Not bad. Their Warlord trait, Master of Ambush, cool name. In your command phase, you can select one Alatok infantry core unit within 9 inches of this Warlord. Until the end of the turn, if that unit is performing an action, it can still make attacks with ranged weapons without the action failing.
That's always nice.
It's always useful. I immediately just think of, I guess for infantry, you can do Rangers. Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, not bad.
It is like the Ranger craft world, after all.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other bullet point to this one is at the start of the first battle round, before the first turn begins, if this Warlord is on the battlefield, you can select one other friendly Alatok Rangers unit on the battlefield. Remove that unit from the battlefield, set it up anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from enemy models in their deployment zone. Poop. Why wouldn't you just deploy the Rangers there in the first place?
Right, they already have the infiltrate deployment.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this should have said core infantry or something along those lines. Anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Something that couldn't normally do it? Because, yeah, I don't...
I don't see ever using it.
Yeah, but the relic is Shift Shroud of Alanciar. A Alatok infantry model only. While the bearer is receiving the benefits of cover, it cannot be selected as the target of a ranged attack unless it is the closest eligible target for that attack and the attacking model is within 12 inches.
It's not bad.
Not bad for a backfield objective holding character that you can't shoot. I don't hate that.
No.
Not bad at all.
I see play.
Yeah, there's some play. And then their stratagem is Pathfinder Ambush. Use this stratagem in the reinforcement step of your opponent's movement phase after an enemy unit has been set up on the battlefield. Select one Alatok's Ranger unit from that army that is either on the battlefield or in strategic reserves. If that Ranger's unit is in strategic reserves, set it up anywhere on the battlefield within 18 inches of that enemy unit and more than 9 inches away from enemy models. At the end of the phase, that Ranger's unit can shoot as if it were your shooting phase, but it can only target that enemy unit that was just set up on the battlefield.
That's kind of cool, actually.
It's pretty fluffy.
Was it 1 CP?
Yeah, it's 1 CP.
To turn your Rangers into a unit of death marks? Necron death marks?
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
I kind of like that.
For this craft world, I think it's a pretty good fluffy option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So overall, how are you feeling about Alatok?
It's if you're playing fluffy, it's a vibe. If you're going competitive, not a vibe. Yeah.
I could see play with it. Like, I want a fluffy Harlequin and Ranger army. I'll probably take a Alatok just because it's fluffy. And it works fairly well with, like, an all-Ranger army.
Yeah.
But will I be taking it to, say, Renegade Open? No.
No. But, I'll add on, if you're a Alatok diehard and you were playing with Alatok before, they did just get better. So,
Yeah.
So if you're willing to ride or die, it did at least get better.
That's good. It's playable,
yes.
Which is fantastic. There's none of these are like, oh, well, there's never any reason to take this.
Yes, which is awesome.
So moving into Biltan. So their attribute is Sword Wind. Ooh. Fun. Each time a unit with this attribute advances or makes a battle-focused move, treat a roll of 1 to 2 as a 3 instead. So every time you battle-focus, it's a flat 3 at least. Each time a unit with this attribute is selected to shoot or fight, you can re-roll a hit roll. I don't hate that. I really like that.
It's pretty good.
Taking their mobility and turning it up a notch.
Yeah. Just auto flat 3 opens up some doors.
Yeah, I really like that one. Their Warlord trait is Natural Leader. In your command phase, you can select a friendly Biltan core unit within 6. Till the end of the turn, each time it makes an attack, you can re-roll the hit roll. So what is that, Chapter Master rerolls?
Chapter Master reroll,
Yeah.
or as we know it, Guide.
Guide?
So you get 2 guides with this.
That's
this
really
craft.
good.
That's
I like
really
that a lot.
good, yeah.
Then the Relic, the Spirit Stone of Anathlan. It's a Psyker model only. Bearer knows 1 additional Psychic power. And then in the Psychic phase, you can re-roll 1 Psychic test for free. Not bad.
Not horrible. Put that on a Psyker that you know you need to cast and
Yeah.
get a free reroll.
Farseer Skyrunner or something.
Yeah.
And then Wrath of Shrines for 1 CP. Use a stratagem in your shooting or fight phase when a Biltan Aspect Warrior unit from your army is selected to shoot or fight. Till the end of the phase, each time a model in the unit makes an attack, an unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 1 additional hit. I mean, you get some Banshees throwing a bunch of attacks out and striking Scorpions.
Shining
Spears, yeah.
Swooping Hawks.
Oof.
Everything. This is a really good stratagem for 1 CP.
For 1 CP, exploding 6s. That's
combat
not bad.
or shooting.
Yeah, I like the either or.
Either or is huge. Yeah, so this is... What do you think of this Craftworld so far?
I like this one a lot. This is actually probably one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Biltan's very good.
I'm definitely going to be trying out Biltan and testing around. Because, man, just a bunch of rerolls for this. Like, 2 guides? Okay.
Yeah, extra rerolls and more mobility.
Yeah,
Hard
never
to
a
go
bad
wrong.
thing. All right, next we're going to go on to Craftworld Eandon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that got destroyed by Tyranids.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. This is an Eldar podcast.
It's the one with all the wraiths.
Yes.
Look at it. We'll frame it in a bright way.
Yes, the Wraiths.
Sorry, Mike.
Sorry, Mike. Attribute Stoic Endurance. Each time a combat attrition test is taken for a unit with this attribute, add 1 to the combat attrition test. Someone had to get this.
All right. Yeah.
It's not, when it comes up, you're going to be really glad you had it because it means you can't, Wraiths can't, more than 1 can't run away from morale if you have a unit of 5.
Yeah, I was going to say in wraiths, I could see this being good.
Yeah, but...
Yeah.
And then the next one is each time an attack is allocated to a model with this attribute, if that attack has an armor penetration characteristic of -1 or -2, worsen the armor penetration characteristic of that attack by 1.
I like this a lot, actually.
I really like this.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden your Wraiths just ignore AP1, turn AP2 to an AP1, combo
Not
this
bad.
with cover, combo this with protect. It's really good. The Warlord trait is Enduring Resolve. Each time a Warlord would lose a wound, roll 1d6. On a 5+, that wound is not lost. Not bad.
Yeah. I mean, is Wraithlord character still?
No.
No.
Eh.
Not bad.
It'd be really fun with that, but no, it's not. So, I mean,
Not bad.
not bad. Fluffy. The Relic is the Citronome of Eandon.
Okay.
Eandon model only. In your command phase, you can select 1 friendly Eandon Spirit Host unit within 9 inches of the bearer. Until the start of your next command phase, add 1 to the attacks characteristic of models in this unit. If that unit is a Wraithguard unit, it gains the Battle Focus ability.
I really like
Yeah,
that.
this is good. This is really good.
Oh man, Wraith's getting an extra d6 move after shooting? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Or just shoot and then ignore the penalty for advancing.
Yeah.
Not
really.
bad, not bad. And then just +1 attack. I mean, there's a lot of use for this thing. And it's just in the command phase within 9. So, yeah,
I like that a lot.
very good. And then their stratagem is Guided Wraith Sight. 1 CP. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase or your fight phase. Select 1 Eandon Spirit Seer model from your army and 1 friendly Eandon Spirit Host unit. Until the end of the phase, that Spirit Host unit is considered to be within the range of that Spirit Seer model's Spirit Mark ability. So that ability is just like a lieutenant, so it's reroll 1s, but there's no range to this. So this Spirit model can just throw its reroll 1s to any unit on the battlefield.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, really good. 1 CP, give something reroll 1s to wound, basically.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I want to mess around with this craft roll. I really want to see if I can make like a bunch of Wraith stuff work with like the Avatar of Cain.
That'd be really
That'd be
cool.
a really cool list. What do you think of this craft world?
I like this one quite a bit. I think adding some durability and speed to Wraiths is awesome, and then getting reroll 1s to wound is, I think it's a really powerful ability. Reroll 1s is almost the same as getting +1
Yes.
mathematically.
Yeah,
So think of it like a +1 to wound in the fight phase is. I love that. I mean, it's shooting or fight, but I'm thinking of a bunch of Wraith Blades coming at you with +1 attack and then giving them +1 to wound. I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes. Yeah, so I definitely want to try this out and see how it goes, because I think it'd be a lot of fun. Because you can combo it with Protect for +1 armor save, and then Cover, or there's an Conceal for +1 armor cover save. So you can get your Wraith super durable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. So then moving on to Samhan, the Wild Host. You can reroll charges made for units with this attribute. All right, army-wide reroll charges, not bad.
Not bad.
And then you can fall back and charge army-wide. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. It's not terribly great.
Yeah, I mean, as an Eldar player, you're probably, if you're in combat, you're probably dead most of the time.
You know, I find a lot of these kind of hard to rank after, like, Ulthwé is the first one.
Yeah.
It's like, you're comparing everything to Ulthwé.
Right. Well, this one hurts kind of a little bit because the fallback and still charge is a stratagem. So you can play another one, and then if you need it, you can spend a CP as needed.
Mm-hmm. You kind of have the little tech piece in there no matter what.
And then the reroll charges, again, you can just kind of spend a CP when you need it.
How many units are you really, like, falling back and charging with each turn?
Right.
Yeah.
So,
The Wild Rider Chieftain, Warlord Trait. +1 to attacks characteristic. Alright. Eligible to perform a 6-inch heroic. Not bad. Just a...
+1 attack, 6-inch heroic.
6-inch heroic, yeah.
I just put that on a Autark with the bike.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Or even like an Autark with the warp jump drive or anything like that.
I like this.
I still like my meme Autark with the warp jump and the the Melta, the
fusion.
The fusion gun. Then the Relic Talisman of Tionchar. Tionchar. A Samhan model only. Each time the bearer makes a melee attack, if the bearer made a charge, heroically intervened, add 1 to the strength and damage of that attack and improve the AP by 1. +1 strength, AP, and damage, not bad.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Put that on that +1 attack Warlord trait.
Really, though, yeah, that's really not bad.
It's pretty good.
Little beat stick character.
Yeah.
And then the 1 CP stratagem of Warriors of the Raging Winds. I love these names so much. Use this stratagem at the start of your charge phase. Select a Samhan biker unit from your army. Until the end of the phase, that unit is eligible to declare a charge, even if it advanced. 1 CP advance and charge on a biker?
Bingo.
Not bad at all.
This is going on Shining Spears,
Yep, I was just going to say, with Shining Spears, man. Ugh. Extra. They auto 6 advance, don't they?
Oh, yes, they do.
Eldar auto 6 advances with their bikes. Like I said, I'm mostly Harlequins, but like that's an Eldar wide, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So yeah, 22-inch move and then
advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
Not bad. So moving on then.
Moving on, we have the Far-Flung Craftworlds. These are just the custom craft worlds, if you will. So you can kind of build your own Build-A-Bear craft world if you want. So the first one is in the Footstep of Ancients. You cannot select this Far-Flung craft world attribute if you have selected any other Far-Flung craft world attributes, and if you select this Far-Flung craft world attribute, you cannot select a second.
Far-Flung craft world attribute.
Yes. Select one of the following craft worlds: Ulthwé, Alatok, Beltan, Eandon, Samhain. Use the craft world attribute on the craft world you selected as listed on the page. If a character model with this attribute gains a warlord trait, they can have a craft world warlord trait associated with the craft world you selected. Basically, this gives you like a fluffy way if you want to play as like a successor Craftworld, if you will.
Okay. Yeah.
I think you don't get access to the Relic, but you get access to the Warlord trait. And so it's like...
Okay. Do you get access to the characters?
No.
Yeah.
No, so you don't get Eldrad if you're this, but it's kind of like a cool fluffy thing, but you'll never take this in competitive.
Yeah.
But moving on, we have
the Children of Cain. Children of Cain. So each time a model with this attribute makes a melee attack, on an unmodified wound roll of 6, add 1 to the damage characteristic. Not bad. I think that's pretty much just Dark Eldar's army-wide. What's that, like Blade Flurry or...
something like that, yeah.
6 is to wound, +1 damage. Or no, I think there's +1 AP. Your army becomes incubi.
Yes, your army becomes incubi. There
6 is to wound are +1 damage. That's not bad.
Banshees and Scorpions and Spears love this. So.
Oh, Spears. People talking down on Spears. I like Spears.
You know what else is kind of a meme? Is just mass Guardians and just try and get into combat with this and just do 2 damage on a 6. But, yeah, pretty good.
Not bad.
The next one is Children of Moraheg. Each time a model with this attribute makes an attack, if that model's unit is below its starting strength, add 1 to the attack's hit roll. As Eldar, personal experience, most of the time your stuff just flat out dies, so,
Yeah. Then we got more children. Children of the Prophecy. Each time a psychic test or deny the witch test is taken for a psyker unit with this attribute, you can re-roll any or all dice results of 1 or 2. Not strong. Bad. I like the any or all.
Yeah, this one used to be 1s counted as 2s in the last book.
Okay.
I like this one a little bit better.
Yeah, I think this is an upgrade.
Because you get to see what the other die is and just re-roll the bad one.
Yeah.
So, pretty good. The next one is Children of the Open Skies. Add 1 inch to the move characteristic of models with this attribute. If a model with this attribute can fly, add 2 inches to its characteristic instead. And then each time an advance roll is made for this unit with this attribute, treat a dice roll of a 1 to 2 as a 3.
I don't hate that.
No, this is pretty good. Just extra mobility in Eldar.
I always like extra mobility.
Yes.
So Diviners of Fate. So each time you make a Strands of Fate roll, if every unit in your army has this attribute, excluding agents of the Eldari, Anrath, and unaligned units, you can roll 1 additional d6. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Gives you a little more choice.
A little bit more choice. It's not horrible.
Not horrible.
The next one is Elite Citizenry. Add 1 to the leadership characteristic of models with this attribute. Each time a unit with this attribute is selected to fight, you can re-roll 1 hit roll when resolving that unit's attacks.
Okay.
Bingo. There we go. I like that second one.
Not bad.
Not bad.
And then Expert Crafters. The tried and true. Each time a unit with this attribute is selected to shoot or fight, you can reroll 1 wound roll when resolving that unit's attacks. You could even pair that with the last one.
Yeah. So you can get kind of the old Expert Crafters.
Yeah.
With an extra leadership.
Hey.
The next one is just Grim.
Okay.
Each time a combat attrition test is taken for a unit with this attribute, add 1 to the combat attrition test. Leave it at home, kids.
Yeah, I'm never going to take this one. Hail of Doom. Each time a model with this attribute makes an attack with a shuriken weapon, an unmodified hit roll of 6 automatically wounds the target and is treated as an unmodified wound roll of 6 for that extra 2 AP. Not bad. I don't hate that at all.
Very good. Very good.
Taking a lot of shuriken weapons, I could see that being quite good.
Yes. The next one is Headstrong. You can reroll advance rolls and charge rolls made for units with this attribute.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's not horrible.
Moving on to Hunters of Ancient Relics. While a unit with this attribute is performing an action, that unit can shoot without that action failing. Army-wide perform actions and still shoot. Really?
You have abilities to do this in the book, and taking this as an army-wide, you're only really doing 1 action per turn anyway.
Fair.
I don't... And plus, Dire Avengers also just bake this in, so...
Maybe if you're going for like a spam MSU and building for banners, even then, maybe not.
Even then. It's still fun. It's still fun.
So then we have Oh, Masterful Shots. So each time model with this attribute fires a ranged attack, target does not receive the benefits of light cover against that attack. Okay, not bad.
It's not horrible, no.
Ignore light cover.
This was really good before when we didn't have any AP, so...
Yeah, now you kind of got the AP to make up for it.
Now we have the AP. The next one is Masters of Concealment. Each time a range attack is made against a unit with this attribute, if the attacker is more than 12 inches away, then the unit with this attribute is treated as having the benefits of light cover for this attack.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good.
Reverse the last one.
Yeah.
Then we got Mobile Fighters. So each time a model with this attribute makes an attack, if the model's unit disembarked from a transport model this turn, add 1 to the attack's wound roll. Okay, not terrible.
Yeah, so what the internet's kind of doing right now is combining Hail of Doom, that shuriken hit roll of a 6, with this Mobile Fighters.
Yeah.
And just taking a bunch of shuriken. Seems kind of fun.
I'd like to try it.
Yeah. The next one is Savage Blades. Each time a model with this attribute makes a melee attack, if that model's unit made a charge move, was charged or performed a heroic intervention, then improve the armor penetration characteristic of that attack by 1.
Okay.
It's not horrible.
Not bad. Swift Strikes. In your shooting phase, each time a unit with this attribute is selected to shoot, unless that unit fell back this turn, till the end of the phase, it counts as having remained stationary.
Take this if you want Dark Reapers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah. The next one is Students of Vol. Each time an attack with a damage characteristic of 1 is allocated to a vehicle model with this attribute, add 1 to any armor saving throws made against this attack. Okay. It's kind of fun. If you're taking all vehicles, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I could see that if you're going for, like, parking lot list.
Yeah.
Superior Shurikens. Add 3 inch to the range characteristic of Shuriken weapons. I mean, yeah, just plus 3 inch range to Shuriken?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good. Again, this is another one. I think they're also combining Hail of Doom with Superior Shuriken. So they're trying out a couple of these different Farflungs.
That's good. I mean, a lot of times the main ones are auto takes anyway.
Yeah.
So it's tough competing with those, but it's cool that these are still good enough that you have some play.
Yeah, right? It's pretty fun. The next one is Vengeful. Each time a model with this attribute makes an attack with a melee weapon, an unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 1 additional hit. Pretty good. Pretty good. Combine this with the 6 does extra damage with the Children of Cain. That seems pretty fun. Just a melee blender list.
And then we got Warding Runes. Models with this attribute have a 6-up invulnerable save. Each time a model with this attribute would lose a wound as a result of a mortal, you ignore it on a 5-up. I mean, it's half of Ulthway.
Yeah, half of Ulthway. Not bad.
Not bad.
The next one is Webway Warriors. When a reinforcement unit with this attribute is set up on the battlefield for the first time, until the end of the turn, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, an unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 1 additional hit. It's fun. But, yeah. It's okay.
Then Wrath of the Dead. Wraith construct units, excluding aircraft units. Are there any Wraith aircraft?
Hemlock.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right. Are eligible to perform heroic interventions as if they were a character unit. Wraiths can heroic.
Yeah, this one's pretty good. Oh, can you imagine if they put this with the Yandon instead of that the combat attrition? That'd be insane. I kind of wish they didn't say excluding aircraft, not because I think it'd be good in any way, but it'd be pretty funny to have a plane heroically intervening.
It'd be hilarious just to do it.
That'd be hilarious just to do, but yeah, they blocked that. But yeah, that one's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I don't mind that one at all.
So next, we're going to go over the stratagems. We'll just be kind of going down the list. So you want to take us away with the first stratagem, Zach?
All right, so starting off, I love this one in Demons players. The one trick Demon players hate. 1 CP, the Great Enemy. Basically, if you're fighting a Slaanesh unit with a Azirani, Harlequin, or a Nari unit, you get to re-roll hits and wounds. okay.
Yeah, when this comes up, it's awesome.
It's amazing.
And you'll be glad you have it.
You'll watch them cry as they pick up their Keeper of Secrets.
I've seen it happen when I've used this in the old book. It's awesome. The next one is Matchless Agility. 1 CP. Use this stratagem in the shooting phase when an Azirani unit from your army makes a battle-focused move. Do not roll 1d6 to determine the distance that unit can move. It can move up to 6. So it kind of gives you like a 1 CP Fire and Fade. This used to be the 1 CP Auto Advance 6. Now it is the Auto Battle Focus 6. So Harlequin players sad, me happy. Just really good.
Yeah, quite good. Then we got the old tried and true lightning fast reactions. 1 CP, give a unit -1 to hit, excluding monsters. This is for Azirani, Harlequin, or Inari.
This is good.
Quite good.
Yeah.
I think I used this 3 times in the last game.
Yeah. With the new 1 CP cost, you'll actually use this. Before it was 2 CP for -1.
Yep.
Yuck. But 1 CP, you'll actually use this a couple times a game. It's awesome. Yeah. The next one is Blade Storm. It is 1 CP. Use a stratagem in the shooting phase when an Azirani or Harlequin's unit from your army is selected to shoot. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack with the shuriken weapon, an unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 1 additional hit.
I do like this.
So exploding 6 for a shuriken. Dire Avengers, yes please. Wind Riders, yes please. Guardians, yes please. This is awesome.
And then moving on to Martial Citizenry. Use a stratagem in your shooting or fight phase when a Guardian unit from your army is selected to shoot or fight. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, reroll the hit roll of 1. Not bad.
Pair this, so it's this Guardian. So again, you can pair it with the Webway stratagem to give a Wind Rider unit +1 to hit, reroll hit rolls of 1, and then you can make it a 6 explode. So for 3 CP, you can get some pretty good bang for your buck.
I like that.
The next one is Fire and Reposition. This is a 1 CP stratagem. Use a stratagem when an Outcast unit from your army makes a battle-focused move, and any of the models wish to move over any part of an area terrain feature, that unit can make the full distance rolled. So do not subtract the 3. So this is for Shroud Runners and Rangers. So pretty good.
Yeah,
1 CP.
Ignore the -3 on your battle focus.
Fluffy. Come in and out of a ruin. It's fun.
Yeah. Then we got Avengers of Azir for 2 CP. Use a stratagem at the end of your shooting phase. Select 1 Dire Avengers unit from your army that is below starting strength. That unit can shoot again. I think this would be good if it was either 1 CP or it didn't have the stipulation of below starting strength. How often do you have a Dire Avengers unit that's below starting strength that isn't already dead?
Not very often. And then at that, if you have 2 Dire Avengers, is that worth 2 CP to shoot again? Very, very situationally is it worth that.
Maybe if I had 1 Harlequin left on an objective,
then it's worth.
Then maybe dump it, but
it's
very situational.
Very. The next one is Unparalleled Mastery. 1 CP. Use a stratagem at the start of your psychic phase. Select 1 Farseer, Shadowseer, Yvrain, or the Incarn model from your army. That unit can attempt to manifest 1 additional psychic power this phase. Interesting. So this one's at the start of the psychic phase, so you have to know that you're going to want to do this.
Interesting,
but very powerful.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Then we got Multifaceted Mind for 1 CP. Similar, it's a Farseer, Shadowseer, or Yvrain. After attempting to perform a psychic action, you can then still attempt to manifest 1 psychic power. Good.
Very good.
Nice utility piece.
Very good. The next one is the Phoenix Reborn. 1 CP. Use a stratagem when a Phoenix Lord model from your army is destroyed. You can choose to roll 1d6 at the end of the phase instead of using any rules that are triggered when that model is destroyed. If you do, then on a 4+, that model gets back on the battlefield without engagement range and with D3 extra wounds. This is awesome for Phoenix Lord. It's very fluffy. On a 4+, they just come back.
It's very fluffy. I love it.
It's very good.
Then we got the Avatar Resurgent for 2 CP. Use this stratagem in the fight phase when an Avatar of Cain model from your army that has not already been selected to fight this phase is destroyed. Do not remove that model from play. Add 2 to the model's attacks characteristic, and it can fight after the attacking model's unit has finished making attacks. After resolving it, after resolving the destroyed model's attacks is then removed. 2 CP, fight on death if you haven't already fought.
Yep, so if you're bringing
And
the
2
Avatar,
attacks.
you pretend you have 2 CP less than you do, because if he dies, you want to use this. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is something you'd want to bank.
Yep, this is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is Battle Psychers. 2 CP. Use a stratagem when a Warlock's unit from your army that contains 4 or more models manifests a psychic power from the Runes of Battle Discipline. Instead of selecting one of that power's effects, you can select both of its effects.
Yeah, it's pretty spicy.
Pretty spicy. 2 CP and have more than 4, so you have to have the foot locks. So because the bikes you can't have more than 3. So
a lot of stipulations.
A lot of stipulations, but it could be good when you need it.
Yeah. So then we got Champions of the Eldari, 1 CP. I believe this is just the give your Warlord an extra Warlord trait.
Yep, pretty good. Yeah, and then we got the Treasures of the Eldari. It's 1 CP. You can give relics.
Yeah.
So it's 1 CP per relic, and you can do 2 for Strike Force. So 2 extra relics.
It's the updated version. I like that.
Yeah, very good.
Then we got Relics of the Shrines for 1 CP. Oh,
this is the Exarch one.
Yeah, you get an extra Exarch relic.
It's 2. It's 1 CP for 2.
Ooh.
2 for the Exarch relics. When we go over them, yeah. There's a couple that are pretty good. The rest are kind of But it's 1 CP for 2 is pretty good. Pretty cool. The next one is Seer Council, 1 CP. Ooh, we love Seer Council. Use the stratagem before the battle when you are mustering your army. Select 1 Farseer model from your army and select 1 Warlock's unit from your army that contains 2 or more models. While that Farseer model is within 6 inches of that Warlock's unit, add 1 to the psychic test taken for that Farseer model. While that Farseer model is within 3 inches of the Warlock's unit, enemy models cannot target that Farseer. You can only use the stratagem once. So it's changed in a couple ways. First off, it has to be a Conclave unit. You used to be able to use this with just the Warlock character in the Farseer. The Farseer is now the only one that gets +1 to cast, so the Warlock Conclave does not. Mm-hmm. But you get Bodyguard with the Farseer, and it's 1 CP before the battle. You used to have to spend this every turn, and now you just kind of get it every turn that your stuff's alive.
I like that.
So yeah,
a little bit of Bodyguard.
A little bit of Bodyguard is never a bad thing.
All right, and then we got Linked Fire. This was one of the previewed ones. So for 2 CP, use this stratagem at the start of your shooting phase. Select 1 Fire Prism model from your army, then select 1 or 2 other friendly Fire Prism models within 12 and visible to that model. Till the end of the phase, each time the first Fire Prism model you selected shoots using the focused lance profile of its Prism Cannon, it makes 2 additional attacks with that weapon, using the weapon's focused lance profile for each other Fire Prism model you selected. And invulnerable saving throws cannot be made against any attacks made by that model with that weapon. Till the end of the phase, each other Fire Prism model you selected cannot make any attacks with its Prism Cannon. I think this is pretty spicy. Ignoring invulns is really good. I feel like it's somewhat of a side grade in a few ways. Ignoring invulns is really scary, but used to be each Fire Prism made its attacks. Mm-hmm. So if you had say you're playing Ulthway and you reroll 1 wound per activation, you would be able to roll 3 rerolls to wound if you're shooting with 3 Fire Prisms.
Just gave full rerolls to hit and wound. It just...
Oh, well, so that doesn't apply here.
No, but full
yeah.
rerolls to hit and wound, it was really strong.
Yeah.
But this is fun to ignore invulns.
I like it. I mean, if you're going up against knights or anything.
Yeah, people initially were overreacting. I think this is just fair for what it is.
Yeah.
The next one is Feigned Retreat. 1 CP or 2 CP. Use a stratagem in your movement phase when an Azirani, Harlequins, or Yunari army, or Yunari unit from your army falls back. You can select that unit to be eligible to shoot this turn, or eligible to declare a charge this turn, or both. If you select both, this stratagem is 2 CP, otherwise it is 1. This is awesome. I love this.
Very good. Same one that Drakari got.
Yeah. Question, though, for Harlequins, does this matter for you at all? Because then you can fall back and charge, right?
It matters for the vehicles specifically.
Okay, cool.
Like the Void Weaver, if you can lock that up, it doesn't have innate fall back and shoot.
Okay.
So for 1 CP, I can still fall back and shoot with them. Yeah, for like the jet bikes and everything else, it's basically just for the 2 vehicles.
Not bad to have though.
Still, yeah, like if I need to blast something with that Fire Prism's lance shot, like it could be good. So then Forewarned is 2 CP. Use strat at the end of the reinforcement step of your opponent's movement phase. Select 1 Craftworld unit from your army within 12 of a friendly Craftworld Farseer model. That Craftworld unit can shoot as if it were your shooting phase, but its models can only target a single eligible enemy unit that was set up as reinforcements this turn, and that unit is within 18 of their unit when doing so. A slight downgrade from the last one, because you used to be able to shoot anything as long as you could see it when it deep struck in.
But it's within 12 of the Farseer before it was 6.
Yeah.
And there's no line of sight requirement. So
okay.
So
yeah.
if you're within 18 of a Night Spinner, watch out.
I loved if something deep struck across the board and you could see it. Oh, Fire Prism. Boom. Like it was hilarious.
It was fun.
But
the next one is the Tears of Isha. It is 1 or 2 CP. Use a stratagem in your command phase. Select 1 Wraith's Construct model from your army. That model regains up to D3 lost wounds. If you selected the model and it's within 6 inches of a Spirit Seer, you just gain flat 3 wounds. And then it costs 1 CP, but unless it's a Titanic, if it's a Titanic, it costs 2 CP. So for Wraith Knights and the Forge World stuff.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Then Old Faithful Fire and Fade. It is 2 CP now instead of 1. It's just uses in the shooting phase after making attacks with an Azirani, Harlequin, or Inari unit, excluding aircraft. That unit can immediately make a normal move of up to 7. One of the changes, though, is that unless it's a Harlequin's unit, it cannot embark within a transport model at the end of this move. Until the end of the turn, the unit is not eligible to declare a charge. Units with the Battle Focus ability cannot make a Battle Focus move in a turn in which they are selected for the strat. So, 7-inch move instead of Battle Focus. Harlequins can still jump into transports after, which is fun.
Yeah.
You're not really taking Dark Reapers much anymore anyways, so won't be doing this to jump back into a Falcon or anything.
Even if you could.
Even if you could, yeah.
But still good. 2 CP, just move 7 inches after you shoot.
Not bad. It's always good.
Very tricksy. The next one is another Old Faithful. Phantasm, 2 CP. This one's basically the same as it was before. After you determine who goes first, you can redeploy up to 3 Eldar units, or Harlequins, or Yannari units. But it kind of got a buff because now you can also place the units in strategic reserves. So you can pull them off the table and put them in reserves. Yeah. So, pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah, so it's Phantasm is a very powerful tool to have.
Alright, Eldritch Storm, 3 CP. Use a strat in your command phase of a Farseer model from your armies on the battlefield. Select a point on the battlefield within 24 of a Farseer model from your army and place a marker on that point. In your next Psychic phase, Farseer models from your army that are within 24 inches of that marker can perform the following Psychic action. Empower Storm, Warp Charge 5. Any number of Farseer models from your army can attempt to perform this action. So at the start of your next shooting phase, roll 1d6 for each unit within 6 inches of the center of the marker you placed. Subtracting 2 if the unit being rolled for is an infantry character unit. On a 2-up, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds and an additional 1 mortal for each time the Empower Storm psychic action was successfully completed this turn. That marker is then removed. You can only use this stratagem once. Fun.
It's very fun. You won't be using it every time, but you usually, if you're building your lists, probably have 2 Farseers in it, at least. So the potential for D3 plus 2 wounds in that area it's scary.
Yeah.
Harlequins don't like that.
I mean, 3 to 5 mortals, you can kill a couple of my characters if you roll hot.
Yeah. And I didn't read this on the first read through, but I guess you don't even have to do the psychic action. You could just select that point and then move away and just get the D3.
Yeah.
Which sometimes could be worth it.
I mean, if like turn 4 or 5, you really need to kill something with 1 or 2 wounds left.
Not bad.
I like it as a tech piece.
Yes. The next one is the Webway Strike. It's pretty much the same as it was before. It's 1 CP or 3 CP. Before the battle, when declaring reserves, you can put a... If you spend 1 CP, you can put 1 Azirani Infantry, Biker, Harlequin's Infantry, Biker, or Ynnari Infantry, Biker unit from your army in the Webway instead of on the battlefield. If you spend 3 CP, you can place 2 of these units into the battlefield, into the Webway for the Webway Strike. Yeah, I like this. It's basically just putting your units in Deep Strike. So, pretty good.
I think it's pretty much the same as it was before.
Yeah, you pretty much will do it with 1 unit, but 2 units for 3 CP is a little much.
Yeah.
So the next one.
So then we have Wireweave Grenades for 1 CP. Use a strat at the start of your opponent's movement or charge phase. Select 1 enemy unit, excluding units that can fly, within 12 inches of a Shroud Runner unit from your army, and then roll 1d3. That enemy unit suffers a number of mortal wounds equal to the result to a maximum of 1 mortal wound per model in that enemy unit. Till the end of the phase, subtract the result from that enemy unit's move characteristic to a minimum of 0. Ooh. And then until the end of the phase, your opponent must subtract the result from charge rolls made for that enemy unit to a minimum of 0.
Kind of fun for 1 CP, kind of utility. It's a little random, but anything that subtract movements catches my eye.
Yeah. You won't be using it every game, but if you're bringing Shroud Runners, it might come in handy.
Yeah. The next one is Shield Discharge, 1 CP. Use a stratagem at the start of your charge phase. Select 1 model from your army that is equipped with a Serpent Shield or Wave Serpent Shield, and select 1 enemy unit within 12 inches of that model. Until the end of the turn, the enemy unit cannot fire Overwatch or set to defend, and each time a model in that enemy unit makes a melee attack, subtract 1 from the model's hit roll. After using the stratagem, the selected model is no longer considered to be equipped with the Serpent Shield or Wave Serpent Shield. Okay. So it's similar to what it was before. Before it used to do like mortal wounds in the shooting phase, but now it lets you, or it makes it so that unit can't fire Overwatch or set to defend, and then it subtracts 1 from the hit roll. Basically, with Wave Serpents, you'll be using this when the Wave Serpent's about to die. Got a couple wounds left, or you really need something to not Overwatch. And then
bunch of Tau Flamers.
Yeah, bunch of Tau Flamers. No Overwatch for you. So yeah, pretty good.
Not bad. Alright, now Grenade Pack for 1 CP. Use a strat in your movement phase after a Swooping Hawks unit from your army makes a normal move or it advances. Select 1 enemy unit that any models in that Swooping Hawks unit moved across that phase. Roll a d6 for each model in that Swooping Hawks unit, subtracting 1 if that selected enemy unit has the character keyword, excluding vehicle or monster units. And then for each roll of a 4 up, that selected enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound to a maximum of 6.
Awesome.
Not bad. For 1 CP, too. Chance to do some mortals.
Kind of like the Drukhari Eviscerating Flyby.
Yeah, really.
Scary, yeah. The next one is Starhawk Missile, 1 CP. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when an Azirani model from your army targets an aircraft unit with the Eldari Missile keyword. That model can only make 1 attack with that weapon this phase, but when resolving that attack, add 1 to the attack's hit roll. If a hit is scored, that target suffers 2d3 mortal wounds and the attack sequence ends.
Okay.
Well, yeah, not bad when it comes up.
Right? That's how I feel about a lot of these. They're very techy, like, toolbox pieces.
Yeah, the Eldar Codex, you really get rewarded if you know all of your utility strats. Mm-hmm. You're like Batman, you have all the utility things in your belt, and you gotta know when to use them.
Gotta know which pockets are what.
Yes.
Then we got Resonator Shard for 1 CP. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when a unit from your army that contains any models equipped with a D cannon, Doomweaver, or Shadow Weaver is selected to shoot. Till the end of the phase, each time an attack is made by a model in that unit equipped with a D cannon, Doomweaver, or Shadow Weaver, that targets an enemy unit within 12 of any friendly Resonator Shard units, you can re-roll the hit roll. So what has Resonator Shard? Do you know?
Rangers.
Rangers? Okay. All right. So re-roll hits for Rangers.
So you're basically throwing out like a light, and the Rangers throwing out a light, and then the Doomweaver, D-Cannon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So those, like, your indirect gets re-rolls.
I like that a lot.
Yes. It's kind of fun because it's like your army's working with synergy.
Dude, that Night Spinner yesterday was putting out some hurt. Imagine if it was getting reroll hits.
Yeah. Ooh. Scary. The last stratagem for the Azirani. Fusion charges, 1 CP. Use a stratagem in the fight phase. When a fire dragon's unit from your army is selected to fight, select one model in that unit. That model can make only one attack with this. That model can only make one attack this phase and must target an enemy vehicle unit with that attack. But if a hit is scored, that vehicle unit suffers 2d3 mortals and the attack sequence ends.
Okay.
Utility strat?
Yeah.
Not bad. Pretty good. Next, we're going to move on to the Craftworlds Secondaries.
Okay. Alright, so I'll take the lead here. So we're going to start with a Warpcraft Secondary called Scry Futures. I believe this is the one you used last night, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, this one seemed pretty good. Reminded me of the Grey Knight one or Mutate Landscapes for
Mutate Landscapes.
Yeah.
Grey Knight one is OP.
Yeah. So this one is Azirani Psychers can perform this action. So Scry Futures. Warp Charge 4. One Psyker unit from your army can attempt to perform this psychic action in your psychic phase if it is within range of an objective marker that has not yet been scried by your army. If this psychic action is successfully completed, select one unscried objective marker that Psyker unit is within range of. That objective marker is said to have been scried by your army, and the warp charge value of the psychic action is increased by 1 for your army for the remainder of the battle. For each objective you do this on, you score 3 victory points.
It's okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, like a lot of times your psychic is very valuable.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's basically kind of like a 9. You'll probably get like the one in your backfield, the one close to your backfield, the middle one. But then the other two, it's very hard to get.
Yeah.
But not bad. I mean, I think I like the mental interrogation one a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not bad. The next one is No Mercy No Respite. Wrath of Cain. Score 1 victory point at the end of the battle round if one or more enemy units were destroyed by a melee attack made by an aspect warrior unit from your army this battle round. Score 1 victory point at the end of the battle round if one or more enemy units were destroyed by a ranged attack made by a different aspect unit from your army this battle round. Okay. Score 2 more victory points if you do both of those, basically. So you get 1 point if you kill something in melee or shooting with an aspect, and then you get 4 points if you do both, but they're 2 different.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
It's alright.
If they were the same, Shining Spears would be just licking their chops, going, we're going to kill something and shooting and charging.
That would be kind of fun.
But the four victory points can maybe make it worth it, depending on what your opponents are playing and what you have.
Situational.
Very situational.
Then we got a Shadow Operations one. Scout the enemy. So units from your army can attempt the following action. Scout the enemy action. One unit from your army can start to perform this action at the end of your movement phase if it is not within 6 inches of your deployment zone. If the unit performing this action is a ranger's unit, it is completed at the end of the turn. Otherwise, it is completed at the start of your next turn. When this action is completed, score 2 victory points if the unit performing this action is not wholly within your opponent's deployment zone, or score 4 victory points if the unit performing this action is wholly within your opponent's deployment zone. Okay, so 2 every time you do it outside, and 4 every time you do it in your opponent's. The bikes have the Ranger's keyword, don't they?
They might.
I think they do. If you can do this with a 3-man unit of cheap Shroud Runners, I don't hate it.
It's okay. The problem is if your opponent sees, oh, so the Rangers are key to this, I will destroy those first.
Yeah.
So, it's okay.
I wouldn't take it very often. If you're running a bunch of
I bet you could build for this. I bet you could really build for this and it'd be cool. The last one is in Battlefield Supremacy. It is the Hidden Path. If you select a secondary objective and your army contains a Webway Gate unit, that unit cannot be set up on the battlefield within 6 inches of your deployment zone. If your army does not contain a Webway Gate unit, in your first command phase, select one objective marker that is not within 6 inches of the deployment zone at the end of your command phases. If your army includes a Webway Gate unit, score a number of victory points equal to the current battle round number if a unit from your army, excluding the Webway Gate, is within 3 inches of the Webway Gate unit and there are no enemy models within 3 inches of the Webway Gate. If your army does not include a Webway Gate unit and you control the selected objective marker with the Azirani unit from your army, score a number of victory points equal to the current battle round number.
Okay.
Yeah, this will kind of It can be okay with the Webway Gate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially if you put some scary things like the Avatar of Cain there and go, well, if you come up to it and contest it, the Avatar, you're going to get avatared. So, it could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Don't hate it. It's in the same one as Engage and Stranglehold, so it is competing for that.
Yeah.
It is competing for that, so...
That is tough.
But overall, what do you think of these secondaries?
Not bad. I think they have a lot of play. I don't think they're as, like, auto-take as some of the others we've seen.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Very much. So yeah, we'll go on into relics now. So the very first one is Kernoas's Bow. It's a pistol relic, which means nobody's gonna take it. Azirani model with a shuriken pistol only, so I know it's useless. It replaces their shuriken pistol. It's 18 inches, pistol 3, strength 5, AP dash, damage dash. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, if the attack successfully wounds the target, it inflicts 1 mortal, and the attack sequence ends.
Question is, would you even take this if it successfully hits?
No.
You might, but the fact that you have to wound, you have to go through the hit and then the wound, it's like,
It's an 18-inch range 3-shot pistol, so you can't even... I don't...
No, bad GW, stop.
Nobody's taking these relics.
No. But that's okay. we got some other ones. We have retained the Phoenix Gem, Azirani model only. The first time this battle, the bearer is destroyed, roll 1d6. On a 2+, keep it to one side. At the end of the current battle, or at the end of the current phase, set the bearer back up as close as possible to its previous position, and not within engagement range of any enemy models with D3 wounds remaining.
Okay, alright, so it's like I am become Phoenix Lord.
I am become Celestine with the 2+ revive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Some people say it could be a side grade, because before what happened is you do D3 mortals to anything within like a certain specified range. If you do a mortal to anything, then it gets back up. But it also, the way it worked was if you had 17 unsaved wounds and then you died on the first one, you would have to get back up and then take all those wounds that you failed or you had left. This one lets you just get back up at the end of the phase. So,
nice.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right, and then the Shard of Anaris. Azirani model equipped with a Banshee Blade or Starglaive only. It replaces said Banshee Blade or Starglaive, has the following profile. Melee weapon, strength +1, AP -3, damage 1. Each time the bear fights, it makes D3 +3 additional attacks with this weapon. Not bad.
So this goes on an Autarch, and this would mean the Autarch has between 9 and 12 attacks.
I like that. I like the weighted dice there.
Yeah, I like the weighted dice. To be honest, I'm not in love with it, because I feel like we have a lot of, like, horde-killing weight of dice, so yeah. I'm not really looking for more. But it's not bad. It's not a bad thing.
Certainly not bad.
No. The next one is Falshu's Wing, Azirani Infantry model only. The bearer has a move characteristic of 12 and the fly keyword. At the end of your movement phase, select one enemy unit the bearer moved across during that phase, roll 1d6. On a 2+, they suffer D3 mortals. Same thing as it was before, but now you get to do some mortals.
So, fun fact, did you know Falchu or Falcu is literally just Gaelic for falcon?
I like it. I like it.
Fun fact. So then we got the Fire Saber. That sounds fun. So, Azirani model with a Banshee Blade or Starglaive only, again. Replaces said Banshee Blade or Starglaive. Melee weapon, strength +3, AP 4, damage 2. I like this one.
Now we're talking. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, unmodified hit roll 6, inflicts a mortal wound on the target in addition. I don't mind that one. See, I like this one. This one makes your Autarch kind of a character, or not character, Marine killer.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that quite a bit. The next one is Sunstorm. Azirani biker model only. The bearer has a move characteristic of 20 inches, and the bearer has the objective secured ability.
This is one of my favorite ones.
I love this. I'll be taking it every single game. This is so good.
This is one of my favorites. I love it so much.
I just look for opportunities to send a bike 26 inches with the advance, plus quicken for 38 inches across the battlefield to steal an objective.
Oh.
The power this thing has late game. is awesome.
You better not leave one model just babysitting an objective.
No, because I will steal it. Yeah, this is fantastic.
Then we have the Aegis of Eldanesh. So, Autarch only. Bearer has a save characteristic of 2. Each time an attack is allocated to the bearer, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic. It's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
I mean, Autarchs have Lookout, sir, so...
Yeah. You know, it could be kind of fun. You could pair this with the Eandon for that 5-up ignore mortal. Ignore 5-up feel no pain. So you could 5-up feel no pain, 2-up, -1 damage, ignore AP.
Suddenly
1.
That's a little more
Suddenly
durable.
It's like kind of a fun, durable Autarch. But moving on, the Weeping Stones. Azirani Psyker model only. While the bearer is on the battlefield, each time you make a Strands of Fate roll, you can roll 1 additional d6. Okay. So this is just that entire craft world that we read earlier, but it's a relic, so... Yeah. Not
Pair
bad.
that with, isn't it Ulthway that lets you keep an additional, or is it...
Yeah, Ulthway lets you keep an additional, so you could take this and just pay 1 CP to roll an extra die every time. That's pretty good. Okay. So yeah, what do you think of these relics? Anything that really stands out?
Oh, I 100%. I'm Sunstorm all the way. That would be an auto take for me as well.
Yep, I'm taking that every time. Sunstorm is amazing.
Oof. All right, and then we got the Warlord Traits. So the Azirani Warlord Traits, we'll just go over them. We'll save the Quinn ones. So we got Ambush of Blades is the first one. So in your command phase, select a friendly Craftworld core or Craftworld character unit within 9 inches of this Warlord. Till the start of your next command phase, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, improve the armor penetration of that characteristic of that attack by 1. Wraiths got core, didn't they?
They sure did.
Wraith Blades? Extra AP? I mean, I don't hate it.
They don't need it.
They don't need it, yeah.
Wraith Guard, though, could be kind of fun, because now they can punch and shoot pretty good.
Indeed, yeah. Kind of shoring up their weakness a little bit.
Yeah. The next one is Walker of Many Paths. Once per turn, you can reroll 1 hit roll, 1 wound roll, or 1 damage roll made for this Warlord. Not bad. Meh. Yeah, not terrible. Not terrible with a Reaper Launcher Autarch, I guess.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too.
Yeah.
So then we have Falcon Swiftness. Add 2 to this Warlord's move characteristic. This Warlord can ignore the effects of difficult ground terrain trait. Each time this Warlord makes a battle focus move, do not roll a dice. Instead, this Warlord can move up to 6. I like that. I like the mobility.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
You can pair this with the Obsec Bike. Now it's 22 inches.
Yeah. Okay.
Fun. The next one is Fate's Messenger. Once per turn, when a saving throw is made for this Warlord is failed, you can change the damage characteristic of that attack to 0.
Okay. Not bad.
Okay. Yeah.
Mark of the Incomparable Hunter. Each time this Warlord makes a ranged attack, add 1 to the strength. An unmodified wound roll of 6 inflicts 1 mortal on the target in addition to any normal damage. So, yeah, kind of just turn you into a sniper.
Yeah. It's ranged attack.
Yeah.
I got excited when it was attack.
It's like the sniper rule, but not with ignore lookout, sir. Yeah, which means... Yeah, used to ignore lookout, sir, but I guess a Reaper Launcher ignoring lookout, sir, they didn't want. Yeah. Sad. The last one is Seer of the Shifting Vector. When this Warlord is on the battlefield, each time you or your opponent spends any command points to use a stratagem, you can roll 1d6 for each command point spent. On a 6, you gain 1 command point. I don't like 6 for... Even though you're rolling for you and your opponent the amount of CP spent, needing to roll a 6 scares me. I don't know why. I just don't like it. Yeah. I just don't... For whatever reason, the 6 scares me away. Yeah. But, yeah, that's the Warlord traits. Any that really stand out, or you kind of... Oh, I love that bike with the relic, so giving it the Falcon Swiftness as well is really fun. Otherwise, a lot of these seem like very balanced, just nice little buffs to have, not super game altering. Yeah, something you'd want to intentionally build in, but I really like some of the Craftworld specific, like Biltan, Chapter Master, Althways. Yeah. I think that's where the best Warlord traits are, the Craftworld specific. Yeah, I agree with that.
So moving on, we're gonna hit up the psychic powers, and boy, do Craftworld have a lot of psychic powers.
Oh man,
we have 3 trees, Zakk, 3, as it should be. So the first one is the Ruins of Battle. So these are for warlocks, like the Wraithseer and the Hemlocks. So like those. The first power is Conceal Reveal. Conceal Reveal has a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one of the following effects. Conceal, select one friendly Craftworld Azirani core unit within 18 inches of the Psyker. Until your next psychic phase, that unit receives the benefits of light cover. And then Reveal is select one enemy unit within 18 inches of the Psyker. Until the start of your next psychic phase, each time an Azirani model from your army makes an attack against that enemy unit, they do not receive the benefits of cover.
Alright,
so it's give cover, take cover.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Like a lot of these are basically just give or take.
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take.
Give or take.
Alright, then we got Embolden and Horrify. So Embolden is a warp charge value 7. If manifests, select one of the following. Embolden is a blessing. Select one friendly Craftworld Azirani core or Craftworld Azirani character unit within 18 inches of Psyker until the start of your next psychic phase. Add 2 to the unit's leadership. At the start of the fight phase, if that unit is within engagement range of any enemy units, it can fight first. And in the Horrify Malediction, select an enemy unit within 18 of Psyker until the start of your next psychic phase. Subtract 2 from their leadership. And if they're at the start of the fight phase, that unit is within engagement range of any units from your army, that unit is not eligible to fight until all of your eligible units have fought. So give your own unit +2 leadership and fight first, or give the enemy -2 leadership and fight last.
I like it.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, very good. The next one is Enhance Drain. So Enhance is select one Craftworld core unit within 18 inches of the Psyker. Until your next psychic phase, you add 1 to the attack's hit roll in melee. And then Drain is the opposite. Select one enemy unit within 18 inches of the Psyker, and then you subtract 1 from their melee hit rolls. So give or take 1, +1 to hit, -1 to hit.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, pretty good. The next one, Zakk, is an old favorite.
Oh yeah, Protect and Jinx. Warp Charge 7. If it goes off, you can select one friendly Craftworld Azirani core within 18 of the Psyker. Until the start of your next psychic phase, improve the save characteristic, that is only armor save now, of models in that unit by 1 to a maximum of 2. Or Jinx is a Malediction. Select one enemy unit within 18 of this Psyker. Till the start of your next psychic phase, worsen the save characteristic of models in that unit by 1 to a maximum of 6. So either give you +1 to save to a max of 2, give the opponent -1 to save to a max of 6. Not bad.
Not bad. I'm sad face. I mean, we all knew that Protect was not going to give the invulnerable.
Yeah.
But I was kind of sad to see Jinx not do the invulnerable.
Right.
But that's okay. It's okay.
Sad to see it go, but
sad to see it go.
Still
the
good.
Next one I'm even sadder about. So Quicken and Restrain. Quicken is select one friendly Craftworld core or character unit within 18. That unit can immediately make a normal move, advance, or fall back as if it were the movement phase. But if it does so, it cannot shoot or charge. Restrain. Select one enemy unit within 18 inches of the Psyker until the start of your next psychic phase, half the movement characteristic of the models in that unit. And that unit cannot perform actions, or if it's performing action, it fails.
So Quicken, I feel like, got objectively worse.
There's no way around it. It got worse.
Yeah, can't shoot or fight sucks.
Yeah. I mean, we knew not fight was going to happen, but not shooting real hurts. It hurts really bad. Especially when I look over and I see Twilight Pathways and you still
we
get
kept
to
the shoot at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
It's okay, though.
Restrain got crazy good.
Restrain got pretty good. Pretty good.
Like, just shutting down actions is strong.
Very strong.
So then we got Empower and Innervate. So Warp Charge 7. Empower is a blessing. Select one friendly Craftworld Azirani core unit within 18 of the Psyker. Until the start of your next psychic phase, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to the wound roll. Then Innervate, Malediction. Select one enemy unit within 18 of the Psyker until the end of your next psychic phase. Each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, subtract 1 from the attack's wound roll. So give your unit +1 to wound, give their unit -1 to wound in melee.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Very, very handy. So this next psychic tree is Farseer only. It is the
Runes of Fate.
Start us off, Zach.
Alright. Okay, so the first Rune of Fate, we got Guide. Blessing. Guide has a warp charge value to 6. Manifested, select a Craftworld Azirani core or Craftworld Azirani character unit within 18 of this Psyker. Till the start of your next Psychic phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can re-roll the hit roll. If the result of the Psychic test was 10 or more, you can select one friendly Craftworld Azirani core or Craftworld Azirani character within 24 of the Psyker unit. Not bad.
So they basically changed the range to 18 and then said if you get a 10, you get the 24.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but it also works, so it's not failed anymore, and then you get it in melee as well. Before it used to only be shooting, and now you get to reroll hits in melee.
That's kind of nice.
I like it a lot. The next one, another old reliable, Doom. Doom has a warp charge value of 7. If manifested, select one enemy unit within 18 inches of the Psyker. Until your next Psychic phase, each time a Craftworld Azirani core or character from your army makes an attack against that unit, it can re-roll the wound roll. If the Psychic test is 10 or more, you can select an enemy unit within 24. Doom is just great.
Yeah, Doom's still great.
Just great. Reroll wounds, chef's kiss. Annihilate a unit.
Alright, Fortune. Blessing, warp charge value 6. Manifested, select a friendly Craftworld Azirani core or Craftworld Azirani character unit within 18. Until the start of your next Psychic phase, each time a model in that unit would lose a wound, roll 1d6. On a 5-up, that wound is not lost. If the result of the Psychic test was 10 or more, you can select one friendly Craftworld Azirani core or character within 24. 5-up, feel no pain. I like it.
Got nerfed a little bit, can't use it on vehicles, but now you're mainly looking at the Wraiths and the Avatar of King. Actually, no, wait. Does he have a...
Wait.
No, he doesn't have a 5-up. He doesn't have a 5-up. Feel no pain.
No, he does not.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll be looking for... If you're taking the Avatar of Cain, you are taking this power.
Yeah.
The next one, another old reliable, Executioner. It has a warp charge value of 7. If manifested, select one enemy unit, excluding character units with a wound characteristic of 9 or less. Within 18 inches of the Psyker, that enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. If any models were slain because of this, they suffer an additional D3 mortal wounds. So just as great as it was before, but now it's still 18 inches, but then it got buffed. If you cast it on a 10 or more, it goes to 24 inches instead. So this one actually got a little bit of a buff. It used to just be flat 18, and now if you roll high, it's 24.
I'm liking all these 24 on a 10 or more.
It's interesting.
Kind of nice.
You can't really bank on it, but it's interesting.
Then we got number 4, Executioner. I'm dumb. All right, number 5, Will of Azir.
This one got a big glow up.
This is a blessing at warp charge value 6. Manifest, select a friendly Craftworld Azirani core character with an 18. With the typical on a 10 or more, it's 24. That unit gains Obsec. Okay. Each time a morale test is taken for that unit is automatically passed. Okay, Obsec auto-pass morale. And if it's performing action, it can shoot and still perform the action without failing.
So first off, it's actually... This is the only one that it's an 8 or more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
right.
So if you have a Strands of Fate, a 6, you just need a 2-up to get this. To go off within 24. I didn't even know about the action failing one until today. Like yesterday, I didn't even realize you could still shoot and do an action. So yeah, this is strong, to say the least. Obsec on a core character. Obsec Avatar.
Oh,
the memes, Zach.
The memes alone.
But the Wraith, I mean, you saw it as just Aspect Warriors getting Obsec.
Yeah.
That's scary. It's awesome.
Very scary. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
The last one is Mind War. Mind War has a warp charge value of 7. If manifested, select one enemy character unit within 18 inches of the Psyker. Roll 1d6 and add this Psyker's leadership to the result. Your opponent then rolls 1d6 and adds their leadership to the result. If your result is greater than your opponent's result, that enemy character suffers a number of mortal wounds equal to the difference. If the psychic test was 10 or more, you can roll 2d3 instead of 1d3 and instead of 1d6. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So this one kind of got a little bit of a buff because if you roll 10 or more, it's yeah. Lost my train of thought.
No, you get.
God, this is a long book.
This is a long book. My God, there's so much jam packed into here. I love Mind War so much just because it's fun.
Yeah, it's very fun, and there's a lot of leadership manipulation in this book, so you can make it actually pretty good.
Yeah. So then we go on to the Runes of Fortune. So this is what, Warlocks?
This is Farseers again.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
The second Farseer one. Fun.
Yes.
All right, so Runes of Fortune. Number 1 is Fateful Divergence. It's a blessing. Warp charge value of 6. If manifested, you gain 1 command point. You can't go wrong with that.
The old all the way +1, so on a 5 you gain a command point.
Yep. If you really need that command point, just use one of your fate dice and you just get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strong. The next one is Witch Strike. Witch Strike has a warp charge value of 5. If manifested, select one model in the Psyker's unit. Oh wait, no. Select one model in the Psyker unit. Yada yada yada. Until the start of your next psychic phase, each time the selected model makes a melee attack, if that attack successfully wounds a target, it inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target, and the attack sequence ends as poop. Don't take it.
Yeah.
It's eh. The next one is Ghost Walk. Ghost Walk has a warp charge value of 5. If manifested, select one friendly Azirani core or Azirani character unit within 12 inches of the Psyker. Until the start of your next psychic phase, add 2 to the charge rolls for that unit. So, warp charge 5, add 2 to the charge rolls, and now it's within 12. It used to be within 6.
Not bad.
So it just got a flat buff.
Alright, then 4 Crushing Orb. Witchfire, warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one enemy unit within 18 of invisible to the Psyker, and roll 3d6, adding 2 to each result if that enemy unit is vehicle or monster unit, or it contains 6 or more models. For each 4-up, that enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound. It's not bad.
I actually really like this with an Executioner and Smite Farseer. You can spend a CP and have him, so now you're casting Crushing Orb with Smite, with Executioner, and you're like a all-out assault Farseer. It's awesome. The next one is Focus Will. Focus Will has a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one friendly Psyker unit within 24 inches. Until the start of your next psychic phase, add 2 to the psychic tests, and deny the witch test for this unit. This one's pretty good. I used to love this one. Now it's within 24 inches, so it's better. But honestly, there are so many good powers. I don't know that this one makes the cut anymore, sadly.
Yeah.
But +2 to cast, I mean, it's not bad. If you're taking a lot of Psychers, it's not a horrible thing to take.
Yeah. And then we got Impair Senses. It is a malediction with a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one enemy unit within 18 of and visible to the Psyker. Until the start of your next psychic phase, that enemy unit cannot be affected by the aura abilities of units from your opponent's army. Oh my god. If you can use this on my Tyranids, if Synapse stays in aura, which I'm sure it will, yeah.
This is really scary for Tyranids.
Yeah.
Really scary. The only thing that makes me hesitate a little bit is a lot of stuff is like command phase select a unit.
Yeah.
So it's not an aura, but it's kind of cute. Very meta dependent. Very meta dependent.
I would say.
But
wait, in a few weeks here, if Tyranids are top of the meta, hey, all your fearless shit, now you're leadership 5 or 6.
If you're even fearless.
Yeah.
But that is also
That's
a good
true.
point.
That's true.
We never know what's going to change. But
yeah.
The psychic powers, phenomenal. Some of our worst ones are other armies' best ones.
100%. And you have so much variety here.
So much. Like, you're able to really adjust for what you want to build into.
Oh, man. And we haven't even gotten into the Revenant discipline, which is Inari stuff, or the Phantasmancy, which is all Harlequins.
Yeah. But
so just 2 more trees.
2 more trees. As it should be.
As it should be.
As it should be for Eldari.
Oh, man. That means there are 5 psychic trees in this one book.
Yep.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's
1,000
cool.
Suns get bent.
Right. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to start my Eldar books starting with psychic powers and working my way up, just because I love the psychic phase so much.
Yeah.
So I mean, I look at Will of Azirion and Doom. Those are my two favorite.
Yeah.
So strong.
Doom is crazy good.
Doom makes things die that normally would not die.
I just like Mind War as my fun pick.
Mind War is a very fun pick, and little like if you want to do Mind War, you're gonna take the Empower one, which I think Empower is the +2 leadership. He's gonna look it up right now.
Oh, we're checking. Empower that's Embolden.
Well, it's right here.
Oh, Embolden. Embolden is +2 leadership. Oh yeah, dish out -2 leadership.
Yeah, you dish out and then give yourself +2, so you can like give yourself +2, give the other person -2, have 2 hemlocks, each giving -2. There's some fun things to do.
I know we're not talking about Quins yet, but if you brought your Quinn Patrol, you can use the Shadow Seer ability for another -2 to leadership.
Just a lot of memes. All of a sudden, you're talking like 10 mortal wounds on a night. Fun.
It's just fun.
It's just fun.
There's no max for that either.
Oh, there's not.
Yeah.
You can one-shot Gilman with it.
Oh,
that'd feel awesome.
That's so good. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
What are your favorite psychic powers, do you think?
Oh man, where'd it go? I am a really big fan of Quick and Restrain just for I like the shutdown actions, and I like the mobility, even if you can't shoot or charge after, just to get like a key unit in position for your next turn.
Yeah.
I like the setup.
I'll still be taking Quicken I'll be always taking Quicken and Restrain because it's just powerful to be able to reposition.
Yeah. Otherwise, just 7-up for a free CP.
7-up, Zakk. It's 6. It's 6,
oh,
my boy.
Yeah, it's 6. There's no way to fail it with your Fate dice if you have one.
No, you can just auto pass it. Will is also great. I just love the Obsec. It's so strong.
Yeah.
And
you have a lot of ways to get and take away Obsec.
Yes. Yeah, it's awesome. Actually, I don't think we can take away Obsec. But we can give Obsec.
Isn't that?
No.
Oh, I thought we went over something.
No, it's actions and fight first, fight last. Trust me, there is no Obsec removal.
I know.
If there was Obsec removal, that would be awesome. But overall thoughts on this section so far. I think we're gonna cut it a little short because we're at an hour, almost 30, and we haven't gone over the data sheets yet, and that's another big pack of worms.
This is a long book, man. There's so much in here.
But we'll be able to give like a real in-depth guide with next week with the data sheets.
Yeah, we'll kind of go into data sheets, and then we'll cover like the exarch powers, the exarch specific relics, all that kind of stuff. And then the week after, we'll go into Inari and my true Eldari love, the Harlequins.
The Harlequins.
Oh, so 2 weeks, you better be down to clown.
Yeah, right.
I'm excited.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. But yeah, I think we're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
So until next time.
Indeed. Take care. Happy